Okay, our final video for the Guide for Charities series is Religious Corporations, and this comes from Chapter 12. The Attorney General's oversight over religious nonprofits is limited by statutes. For instance, the Attorney General does not have the legal authority to file derivative actions to correct and recover damages for self-dealing transactions, improper distributions, loans, or claims of mismanagement. However, the Attorney General has the authority to engage in criminal enforcement, may challenge the classification of a corporation as religious, and may remove a director for fraudulent acts. The Attorney General also has oversight over solicitation practices. Furthermore, the Attorney General may seek redress against the corporation's directors, officers, employees, and agents who knowingly make, prepare, issue, or publish false financial statements, books, minutes, and other corporate records. Also, the notification and consent requirement discussed in Chapter 11 for voluntary dissolutions, mergers, asset sales, and the sale or transfer of health facilities apply to religious corporations. For example, a religious corporation is required to obtain Attorney General or court approval for the distribution of its assets upon dissolution. Likewise, religious nonprofit organizations operating hospitals covered by Corporation Codes 5914 and 5920 must obtain the Attorney General's consent before selling or transferring those health facilities. Note that the primary responsibility for protecting religious corporations and their assets rests with the corporation's board of directors, officers, and members. Only the religious corporation's directors, officers, or in some cases, statutory or voting members may file a civil action to correct, obtain damages for, or otherwise remedy breaches of trust under which the corporation's assets are held. Religious corporations are not required to register or file annual reports with the Attorney General's Registry of Charities and Fundraisers, pursuant to the Supervision of Trustees and Fundraisers for Charitable Purposes Act. Accordingly, religious corporations classified as religious by the Secretary of State are automatically exempted from registration and reporting with the registry. However, some religious corporations may opt to register and report despite the exemption to promote transparency to their donors. And there's last bit here about organizations outside of California that want to receive donations. So we'll just let that be. But thank you so much for joining us, and I hope that this was a blessing to you.